everybody, and welcome to my channel, Blind Hope Crochet. Today is Cute Critter Saturday with these cute little critters, little mini octopus or octopi when you have more than one. The one that is in my right hand is done in a blue, or it might be a medium blue. The one in my left hand is done in gold, and this is done with Red Heart Super Saver. What's nice about these is they have just a little bit of fiber fill, so they're really great for like for little kids. My son loves them. We take them and we toss them around the house. It's kind of our version of a snowball fight here in Florida. Since we don't have snow, we throw little octopi at each other. This project is going to be a little bit more detailed because number one, it does have fiber fill. Number two, you need a set of 8mm safety eyes for them. You have any yarn of your choice, it doesn't matter. You can even do them in cotton yarn, but I notice when you do them in cotton, it's best to double up your yarn, so you'd have to use 2 strands. Just makes it a little bit more sturdier. If you're going to give them to a little kid, making them in cotton yarn is the best. I gave one to my great nephew out of cotton yarn, and he was using it as a teething toy, and it was the best thing for his gums. He must have gnawed on that thing all day. It just felt so good on his gums. So if you're looking for something like that for a little kid, you can do it in cotton yarn. That works out really great. Also, they have, which unfortunately I don't have any, but they have something called egg shakers. So with a little fiber fill on the inside, you can put an egg shaker and it'll actually turn one of these cute little critters into a rattle, which is really nice. So let's go on ahead and get started with today's tutorial. I'm going to be using Red Heart Super Saver in the color of Grenadine, which is like a bright pink colored yarn, but it's not like highlighter pink. It's kind of more on the darker side. You're going to need a 5mm crochet hook, some fiber fill, scissors, a yarn needle, a set of these safety eyes. I have 8mm safety eyes, and a stitch marker because we are going to be working in the round. Now, being that I have no eyesight, I have a hard time working in the round without a stitch marker. If you can do it without a stitch marker, more power to you. I cannot do it. So the stitch markers that I use, they look just like these little kind of old-fashioned safety pins, kind of like what you would picture that they used to put on cloth diapers. Not nearly as big though. They are maybe not even an inch. So, I mean, they're really small, and what I like about them is that just like a safety pin, you put the pin part into the holder and it holds it into place. If you don't have these, it's not a big deal. You can use a spare piece of yarn or even a bobby pin. I like this because it locks, so I don't accidentally pull my stitch marker out as I'm trying to crochet. So now for this, I'm going to start out with a magic circle. If you cannot do a magic circle, I do have a tutorial where you can practice making a magic circle. If it's just not your thing, not a big deal. Go on ahead and make a slip knot, chain 4, and then do a slip stitch into the last chain from your hook, and that will give you the ring to work into. But like I said, with me, I'm going to do the magic circle. So in order to do that, grab your tail, and I'm going to use my index and middle finger on my left hand because I'm right-handed. And you're going to wrap it around once and then wrap it around twice. Now my tail I put in between my ring and pinky to hold it there. So then you have one piece of yarn which is towards the tips of your fingers, and then you have another piece which is connected to the rest of your skein, but it kind of sits back towards the palm of your hand. Take your 5mm crochet hook and slip it underneath that first piece of yarn that's closest to your fingertips. Grab the second piece and pull it forward underneath that first piece of yarn. Go on ahead and twist your hook so that way the point of that hook where it grabs is facing towards you. And if you feel underneath where the yarn is on the hook, you'll feel that it's twisted. Now go on ahead and slip your hook back underneath the working yarn or that second piece, and then slip it through the loop that you had on your hook. Now you can remove the 2 fingers that you had in your magic circle. And then to go on ahead and lock it into place, yarn over and do a chain of 1. And that will go on ahead and set for what it is we are going to do. Now when you work with a magic circle, you want to make sure that when you crochet in and out of your circle, you're also crocheting around this tail. Because with the tail, when you're finished with all your stitches and you pull it, that's what will cinch this whole circle together so there's no hole. So to start, go on ahead and insert your hook, grab the working yarn and pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both, and that is our first single crochet. Now with that, go on ahead and grab your stitch marker, and what you're going to do is you are going to place it, where'd you go, little stitch marker? There you are. You're going to place it into that first stitch. Because like I said, number 1, we're working in the round, and number 2, it's going to be a continuous round, so we are not slip stitching at all. So now go on ahead and do 7 more single crochets into the magic circle. So insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 2 single crochets. Insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 3 single crochets. Insert the hook into the circle, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 4. Insert the hook into the circle, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 5. We need 3 more. Insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 6. Insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 7. And now insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 8. So now go on ahead and run your fingers along and just make sure that nothing twisted while you were doing that. So then find that tail and just go on ahead and pull it gently. Never pull it too fast, but just gently pull it, and you'll feel as the stitches start to come together and that circle in the center gets smaller and smaller until it cinches completely shut. And I am pulling on the wrong string. There we go. Okay, now what you're going to do is go back to the beginning where you put your stitch marker. And we're going to remove the stitch marker, but before you do, make sure you feel where that stitch is, because we only have 8 stitches to work in, and that's what we need to keep. So go on ahead and remove your stitch marker. And with that tail that you have left over from cinching your circle together, if you can crochet over that, I would recommend doing so. If not, it's okay. Push it to the back and we'll weave it in later. So now in that stitch, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull it up and yarn over and pull through 2, and that is the first single crochet. Now we are going to put our stitch marker into that space so we know that that is the beginning. Now this is going to be what we call an increase round. So we're going to go from 8 stitches to 16 stitches. So in that same stitch as we did our first one, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through those 2, and you now have 2 single crochet in that stitch. Find your second single crochet from your first round, insert your hook, grab your yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 1. Insert your hook into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 2 double crochet. So now I want you to continue putting 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around, and you'll have a total of 16 stitches. and I'll see you when we get back for round 3. Okay, I just got done making 2 single crochet in my last stitch, so that gives me 16 single crochet all the way around. Now that we're back to the beginning with our stitch marker, find that stitch, remove the stitch marker, and for this round we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So insert your hook into that stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through those 2. Now grab your stitch marker and place it onto that stitch. Come on. There we go. And now in your other stitches, so that was 1, so you have 15 more stitches. So now in the next stitch, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up that loop, yarn over and, oh, silly me, I'm using the tail. Let me try that again. Okay, so in the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet. So I inserted the hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2. In the third stitch, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2. In the next stitch, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up and pull through 2. So now that was 4 single crochets I've done so far, so there are 12 more stitches left over. So go on ahead and do 1 single crochet in your last 12 stitches, and I'll meet you back to start round 4. Okay, so I just finished doing my last single crochet in my 16th stitch. Now we're back to start round 4. Go on ahead and find your stitch, remove that stitch marker. This is going to be another increase round. So insert your hook into that stitch, and I still have a little bit of a tail left, so I'm just going to keep crocheting over it. And we're going to pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's the first single crochet. So now I'm going to replace my stitch marker into that stitch. And then in this same stitch I'm going to do a second single crochet. So insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 2 in my first stitch. In my next stitch I'm going to do 1 single crochet. So insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. So that gives me 3 stitches already. So this will give me an increase of 8 more stitches, which will put me up to 24 stitches altogether. So now in the next stitch we're going to do 2 single crochets. So insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. Insert the hook into the same stitch, pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 2 in that stitch. Now in the next stitch we're going to do 1 single crochet. Insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. So this is going to be your pattern all the way around. 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet. Let's go on ahead and do it one more time. Insert the hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. In the same stitch, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. In the next stitch we're going to do 1 single crochet. Insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. So that was 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet. So go on ahead and finish that up in the rest of the stitches, and you'll have a total stitch count of 24. So I'll see you back when we come back for round 5. Okay, so I just finished my increase round and I have a total of 24 stitches. Now to start round 5, and this is going to be for rounds 5 through 9, so for your next 5 rounds, you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So it's going to stay at 24 stitches, but remember what you have to do at the beginning of every round is remove the stitch marker, insert your hook, grab that yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and don't forget to replace the stitch marker so you know when you're done with each round. So that was 1 single crochet, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, that's 2, insert the hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 3, insert the hook, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through, that's 4. So that's how you're going to keep doing it for the next 5 rounds. So this round that we're working on is round 5, and you'll have to keep doing this all the way up through round 9. So I will see you at the end of round 9 so we can pick up for our first row of decreases in round 10. Okay, so I just finished my last round of single crochets for a count of 24. So now we are going to start on round 10. So now this is where we start our decreases. So find the stitch with your stitch marker, take out your stitch marker, and I'm going to teach you a decrease single crochet. So in the stitch where you had your stitch marker, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. Now feel where your next stitch is and insert your hook into that loop. Now remember, you still have 2 loops on your hook right now, so you're grabbing the yarn and you're pulling up another loop for 3 loops on your hook. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull through all 3. So yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And that is a decrease for a single crochet. Now I am going to put my stitch marker back in so I know where I began. And so now since we are decreasing, we're going from 24 back down to 16. So in the next stitch, just do 1 single crochet. So insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. So now I'll show you the decrease again. Insert your hook into the first stitch, grab the yarn and pull up the loop. You have 2 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull through all 3. That is the decrease. So now in the next stitch, we're going to do just a single crochet. So insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. So now, because we did a decrease, that takes 2 stitches and now makes them 1 stitch. So that first one is technically 1, and then the single crochet we did is 2. Then the next decrease makes it 3, and then that last single crochet we did is 4. Now let's do another decrease. This will make it the 5th stitch. So insert your hook into the first stitch, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, go into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that makes the 5th stitch. Then in the next single crochet, or in the next stitch, we're just going to do 1 single crochet. That's 6 stitches. Now, if you've crocheted before, there is more than one way to do a decrease, but this is how I'm comfortable doing it, being that I really can't see. It just works easier with my hands. So if you know of another way, by all means, you feel free to do it. You don't have to do it this way. This is just how I'm comfortable doing a decrease, because it works best for me, being that I can't see anything. So now in the next stitch, I'm going to do a decrease. So insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it up, 2 loops on my hook, into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through 3, that's 7. Into the next stitch, do a single crochet, that's 8. Let's do another decrease. insert the hook into the stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, insert the hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 3, that's 9, insert the hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, 2 on your hook, grab the yarn and pull it through. So there, so we've went ahead and we've done roughly half already to decrease. So go on ahead and finish the next one. Remember that insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and pull through all 3, and then a single crochet in the next stitch, and I will meet you at the end of round 10. Okay, so I just finished doing my decrease all the way around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a single crochet in each stitch. So remove your stitch marker and where'd you go? There it is. Tried to get away from me. Find your stitch, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and now we are going to put our stitch marker back in. So now go on ahead and let's keep working single crochets all the way around. So in the next stitch, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2, that's 2 of them, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull through 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, need more yarn, get over here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then finally 16. Now what we're going to do is I want you to go on ahead and pull and make your loop really big, because just for a minute we're going to take our hook out, because this is where we are going to add the safety eyes. So go on ahead and turn it so that way the big loop and your stitch marker is towards the back. And so I like to make it that this part is the back and then I put the eyes at what feels like the front to me. And in order to make that a little bit easier, I like to fold it in half and just make it flat so I can kind of feel like where the face would be. Now, let's see here. I keep my safety eyes, everything in these containers so I don't lose them. So let me take out 2 safety eyes. Set that to the side. So now, if you put one finger on the inside and you feel where the middle is, and you'll feel it because there's, you know, like it feels like a round circle with like a small hole. And so then you just kind of work your way down and feel, think of it as a face and feel where you would want the eyes. Now, of course, if you're just, excuse me, visually impaired, you are doing much better off than I am because I have to try to play imagination. But we're going to try one eye right there and grab the other eye. And then what I try to do is I try to make it even. Now, do not space your eyes too far apart because when you stuff it, it's going to puff it out, and so that will only make your eyes look even further apart. So I try to do just like 1, 2, 3 stitches in between, and that feels like it's on the same row. So now what's nice about the safety eyes is that they're just these round black plastic pieces, but then on the part that goes on the inside, and they are a little pointy, but they are threaded. So then the backings that come with them are just these round plastic pieces that have kind of like a hole, or maybe almost like a little X piece, kind of like on your drinking cups that you get from like McDonald's or something. So that way once you slide it over, the threading will catch it, and you push it down and you'll feel it as it goes over the threads, and it actually locks it into place. Now once you do this, if you can see and you go, oh, I don't like that there, sorry, it's done. It's in place. Once that plastic piece is on, there is no getting it off. I've tried. The only way to get it off is if you can break the thread and take it off, but then the eye is not reusable. So once it's on, it's on. End of story. So once you pick out a spot, I hope that's where you really want it, because that's, once these little backings are on, that's it. There's no turning back. So there we go. I have fastened both of them on. So now let me put my little container with backings away. There we go. Now we are going to take what we call fiber fill, or anything that you want to use for filling. Like I said, old jogging pants that you've cut up, old socks, scrap pieces of yarn. I like fiber fill. It's the stuff that they put on the inside of pillows or stuffed toys. You can normally buy a bag of it at Joann's or Michael's. I think even Walmart might have it. Or you can do like I do and shop online and get everything through Amazon. But just go on ahead and take a small amount and start stuffing the inside. And now you don't want it super firm, because you want it to be squishable. Like I said, we like to use these to throw at each other. It's fun. But you still want it to keep shape, because an octopus looks kind of rounded in the head, but they are one of those creatures that can mold themselves into any shape. So that's why I said you still want it squishy. So you can make him round, you can make him really elongated. You want him to keep that mushiness to him. And don't be afraid as you're stuffing it to kind of pull on your octopus body, just to kind of get it to take shape. And I think I'm going to put in just a little bit more, and that's really all I have left from what I took out. So just kind of put it around so that way it keeps that rounded shape. And there we go. I've went on ahead and I've already stuffed him. And now that I've done so, I can find my loop. And I'll be darned, look at that, my stitch marker came out. You little rascal. Let me see here. That's where I'm at. That feels like my first stitch right there. Now, alright, so let me go on ahead and grab my hook, and I'll put it through my loop, and then go on ahead and pull on the working end to shorten that loop. So you're back down to regular size. So now what we're going to do is find where your stitch marker was. Like I said, mine slipped out, so much for keeping it locked in place. And go on ahead, and we are going to do another round of decreases. So insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, insert it into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up that loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So we had 16 stitches, and we are going to decrease, which will bring us back down to our original 8 stitches. So now that we've done that and we've replaced our stitch marker, go to the next stitch, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's 2. Insert the hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, insert into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's 3 stitches. Remember, we're going back down to the original 8. So we've done 3, so we have to repeat this 5 more times. So insert the hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, insert into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's 4. Insert the hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, insert your hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, and pull through all 3. That's 5. Into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, pull through all 3. That's 6. Insert into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, pull through all 3. That is 7. Last one. Insert into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, insert into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it up, yarn over and pull through all 3. That is 8. So now go on ahead and remove your stitch marker. We are now done with the stitch marker, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Insert your hook into the stitch where your stitch marker is at, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, then pull that loop through the loop on your hook for a slip stitch. That is the only slip stitch we have done throughout this whole tutorial. Now we are going to start on the tentacles of our little octopus. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2 for a chain of 2. Since it's a mini octopus, this is as tall as the tentacle is going to be. So now, because we ended with 8 stitches, we are going to work 5 half double crochets into each of those 8 stitches, because an octopus has 8 tentacles. So now yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch that we just used, pull up a loop, you have 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a half double crochet. Your chain 2 that we started with counts as the first one. So then that one that we made was our second one. We are going to do 3 more. Yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's 3. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's 4. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that counts as 5 half double crochets into that one stitch. So that gives you one little cute and adorable tentacle. So now we're going to work into our next stitch, and we're going to do 5 half double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook into the following stitch, pull up a loop, you have 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's 2, 3 more. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's 3. And I need more yarn. There we go. So now we yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch and pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's 4. Yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches. That's 5. So now we've done 2. You have 6 more tentacles left to make. So go on ahead and work 5 half double crochets into each of the next 6 stitches, and I will get back to you at the end to show you how to close this up. Okay, so I just finished making my last set of 5 half double crochets. Now what we are going to do is, since we are back at the beginning, if you feel there's that chain 2 in the beginning, go right in there and insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up the loop, then pull that through the loop on your hook for a slip stitch. And then what we are going to do is we are going to fasten off, but we're going to leave a pretty long tail because we have some sewing to do, because as you can feel, there's a big hole at the bottom. So I went on ahead and I cut my yarn, pull it through the loop that I had. Alright, you can set your hook to the side, go on ahead and pull that yarn so that way it closes it off well, and now you're going to get your yarn needle. Get the end of your yarn and go on ahead and thread your needle. And there we go. And like I've mentioned in previous projects, I like to use the yarn needle that has the bigger eye. It is a bigger, excuse me, it is a bigger needle, but in a situation like this, it's really not going to matter too much. Only when you're doing, you know, delicate small things do you want to use a smaller one. But I like to use the bigger one because it's just easier for me to handle. So now what we are going to do is a kind of like a weaving in and out technique to go on ahead and close up this bottom. So what I like to do in order to start is put your octopus upside down. So the tentacles are up at the top. And then when you go on ahead and you get ready to sew, you're going to do your first stitch from the inside. So now feel where you fastened off and work your way down to the bottom of the tentacle. Insert your needle through and pull the yarn all the way through for your first stitch. And so that pulls the yarn out from the inside. There we go. Really? Ugh. And of course, that's okay. So then the next thing you're going to do is from the outside, insert your needle just slightly over to the left from that first stitch that you made and put it in. Do not pull it all the way through to the other side, but just bring it up through the middle like when we first started. So go on ahead and pull that through, and I made my tail rather long. Okay, so then that is my second stitch, and you're going to do about 2 stitches like this for every tentacle, just because we want to try bless me, oh sorry, to get it evenly around. So now underneath the next tentacle we are going to go out and pull your yarn all the way through. Like I said, I left myself a really long tail because I wanted a lot to work with. Now move over to the left again and bring it back in. And by doing the technique like this, once we go all the way around, it's going to create like a cinch effect. Kind of like the magic circle in the beginning, but now we're going to cinch this circle shut. So keep weaving in and out. So now let me see, I went out. Now I have to go back in. I want to say that was my third tentacle. So back out on the fourth one. And I keep leaning up against my yarn. Back in. Come on. Back in. Okay. Back out. Then back in. And once you get all the way around, only go around one time. If you go around too many times, you won't be able to exactly cinch it all the way shut. But when you end, you want to make sure that you end coming out. So now when you finish and this ends, you'll actually be back on the inside, but you will want to do it just one more time to the outside. I've actually made a little knot here. Let me fix this. There we go. And you'll know when you get back to the beginning because you'll feel that chain of 2 where you slip stitched in the beginning. So just keep working in and out all the way around, but remember, only do it one time, so watch out for that chain 2 space. If it makes you feel better, if it makes it easier for you, go on ahead and put a stitch marker right there so you know when you get back to your beginning. And then what's nice, come on now, in, out, and so now if you go on ahead and just pull on it, you'll feel how it starts to bring them in. And I have a little knot in mine. I feel it. Oh, I think I've created a little knot somewhere on the inside. Yep, I feel it. It is stuck. Well, you know what? And that's okay. Because if that ends up happening to you, just like it did to me, the most simple thing to do is then when you go back in, and this is how you would tie it off anyways, insert your needle, but instead of going just up through the middle, once you've cinched it, go all the way through to the other side. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to secure it. Which means that once we go on ahead and close it up like this, no little fingers can make their way in. No big fingers either. So whether you are child or adult, or even if your dog gets it, your dog is not going to be able to get into it. I would say not even my dog, but I've seen him destroy quite a few of the little projects that I've made. Little feisty thing. So just keep on sewing through. And I try to do it in all directions. Don't just go back and forth, so that way it makes like an oblong. When you do it, try to make sure you move evenly side to side, almost like you were trying to do like a square. Pretend it has 4 sides. And just keep cinching it. So let me see, I went that way. I'm going to go through this way to this side and pull it through. There we go. I pull it tight And that hole feels very closed up. So now, once you feel the bottom and your hole feels closed up, and if your tentacles are doing like this little curly wavy thing, kind of like a doily, it's perfectly common. So now what you're going to want to do is insert your needle to go through, but bring it back up through the middle. And bring your yarn back out, because now what we're going to do is we're going to do one final stitch like a knot. So feel your center where the hole was, and you'll feel how all the tentacles have been brought together. Go on ahead and excuse me again, insert your needle through some of those stitches and then pull it up through, but do not pull it all the way through. Don't finish it off. So once you have your needle out, you feel how it makes like a loop at the end with your yarn. And like I said, I have a lot, so my loop is pretty big. But I'm going to keep pulling just to make it a wee bit smaller. Okay, so then take your needle and insert it through that loop. So that way as you pull it together, it will create a knot. Go on ahead and pull it, and just kind of pull it tight. Don't pull it till it breaks, but pull it tight. So that'll give you one last knotted piece. And then when you're done, snip the excess, move it to the side, and ta-da, there you go. One little teeny tiny octopus. And all together, I'd say it probably stands about, oh, maybe 2 inches tall. The nice thing about it is you can put it in your hands and cover it, and when you go up to somebody with it, the way you hold it, they think you have a bug in your hand. So then when you move your hands and you go, ta-da, they think something's going to jump out at them, but it's not. It's just this cute little octopus in your hands. So these are great for gifts. If you want to put a little embellishment, I have other tutorials about how to make a cute little flower. Ooh, or a little bow that you can put on if you want to do like boy octopuses and girl octopuses, or octopi, I'm sorry. So those are really neat little embellishments you can put on it. You can put little buttons, you can do little bedazzles, whatever you want. Just have a lot of fun with it. They are amazing, they're quick and easy, and you can do these all day. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial about how to make the little mini octopus. I hope you make lots of them and it fills your day with lots of fun. Be happy, be healthy, be blessed, and be crafty, and have a great day.